barrel gonna...
Get a bloody move on.
Right, there's a new off-road four-wheel drive Lamborghini. It's called the Urus, and to find out if it's any good, I took the Grand...
Hurry up!
Well, the Urus certainly looks like a jacked-up supercar. With its swivel-eyed styling, it appears to be every inch a Lamborghini. But is it?
Turbochargers may be a little bit annoying on the road, but here they're giving me the low-down torque that I need to get up this hill.
This is the first Lamborghini to use turbocharging and the first to have an automatic gearbox. And what that combination means is there's a very slight and rather un-Lamborghini-ish gap between putting your foot down and it getting going. And when it does get going, there are no screaming histrionics.
Sure, there's a bit of popping and banging from the back. But you can't hear that inside where everything is muted.
Here we go!
Which means that actually, it's not that safe at all.
There's no manual locking differentials, there's no low-range gearbox. All you can do is fire it up and then put the drive system into snow mode.
Which means that actually, it's not that safe at all.
There's no manual locking differentials, there's no low-range gearbox. All you can do is fire it up and then put the drive system into snow mode. does 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. And it has a top speed of 189. So it has the performance you'd expect, but there's other stuff you wouldn't expect. Yeah.
This car then, it sits right at the moment where excitement stops and terror begins.
That is Lambo Land, that is. Shit.
So, the Euro...
Let's do this.
What we've done is use a snowplow to create a race.
Here we go!
I had a few practice laps on my own.
There we go, speed up again now. It's quite scary through here. Look at that for a tidy line. Can I go a bit faster? Oh God, that looks tricky. Now we go on to the really fast bit. Speed is the answer. It's incredible. Right, onto the straight. Oh! Where is my foot pinned to the floor? Drive carefully. Fast.
It may not be able to get as far up a ski slope as a Range Rover, but for doing this, it's better.
Get a bloody move on.
There she is. There she is.
Hurry up!
Now we'd find out what's what on our specially designed track.
Go. To make this car, Lambo's engineers had a good rummage in Volkswagen's passport. So the engine, a 4-litre V8, is from the rear axle and air suspension is from a Bentley Bentayga. The platform on which it sits and a lot of the dashboard is from the SQ7. So does that mean this isn't really a Lamborghini at all? Oh, dearie me.
we'd find out what's what on our specially designed trek.
To make this car, Lambo's engineers had a good rummage in Volkswagen's parts code. So the engine, a 4-litre V8, is from the rear axle and air suspension is from a Bentley Bentayga. The platform on which it sits and a lot of the dashboard is from a Audi S7. So does that mean this isn't really a Lamborghini at all? For God's sake.
For lap after lap, the big, heavy Urus clawed at the rear end of the 911 Turbo.
Oh, God! Nearly! No!
But eventually, I had to admit defeat.
Get out of the way!
I got paid for that.
Let's do this!
This time, though, the death sent shockwaves through them.
Here we go!
Having cut his teeth in sports...
Hurry up!
I am sitting where Jim Clark sat.
Go! Give me everything you've got.
This is electrifying. These were not powerful cars. They only made 210 brake horse.
Let's do this.
Oh!
Get a bloody move on.
wasn't just fast on the straights, but quicker through the corners too.
Go! Oh, I was born to do this. Come on, come on, come on. That is just the best.
And in the 1963 season, Clark used it to win a record 7 out of the 10 Grand Prix.
Winner is Jim Clark. Nobody could possibly catch him now.
But 1963 was just a warm-up for what was to come. To get a true picture of Clark's genius, we must look at another year.
A modern Formula One driver does 21 races a year and often complains that's too many. In 1965, Jim Clark raced cars, and then if all that wasn't enough, he decided to go for the Indy 500.
Hurry up! His Lotus Cortina and racking up touring car victories.
Go! Time to play. Oh, God! Go, go! Oh, here we go, here we go.
And on top of all that, there was America.
The Indianapolis 500 has been called the greatest spectacle in racing.
America's most prestigious race would be a tough challenge. Oval racing at higher average speeds than he was used to, against seasoned Indy veterans.
For the Indy 500, Clark raced a specially developed Lotus producing just shy of 500 horsepower. However, although he already had a Formula One world title to his name, the Scotsman's CV cut no ice with the sniffy Indy officials, who made the upstart from across the pond take a rookie driving test before he could compete. Begin.
Go, go, go!
Come Indy weekend, the upstart from across the pond qualified on the front row. And then, in the race itself, Clark, up against America's finest oval racers, won by just over 2 minutes.
Jim Clark, first European to win at Indianapolis since 1916, set a new record of 150.686 miles per hour.
So what was it that made...
Get a bloody move on!
Anywhere near as quickly as Jimmy did, because he was just so precise.
Go, go, go! Oh, I'm slightly alarmed. Come on, come on, come on. Right, we're all set. Come on, this is it. Keep going!
Besides a supernatural ability to coax speed out of the car, Clark also possessed another vital skill.
A lot of very good racing drivers die.
Get out of the way!
For example, he was leading the race when his gearbox started to let go.
Let's do this!
However, in 1968, driving...
Hurry up!
He was a benchmark.
Get out of the way!
All of that's amazing. What I find truly amazing is how many championships he took part in. I mean, can you imagine Lewis Hamilton getting out of his Formula One car and saying, I haven't got time for any interviews because I've got to go off and do a touring car race? Exactly. Just wouldn't.
And he did. The other thing that's worth remembering is back in the early 60s, if you went to Australia, if you flew to Australia, that meant 8 stops. Yeah. And there were no flatbed, there weren't even any movies.
Yeah, and let's not forget, he'd get off that aeroplane, do a race, win it, obviously, then get on another aeroplane straight away to France to win a race there.
No, it is astonishing. I mean, everybody has. Good night. Yeah.